Hey guys, impromptu video, knife hobby, knife maintenance stuff. What is handy to have and what are some things, some recommendations for products if you guys are in the knife hobby or knife collecting, knife adjusting, knife sharpening, things like that. This is just stuff I've run into. Obviously, this is not a comprehensive list, but I found that they work for me and I've never really had to find any replacements. First thing I'll start off with is just a bit holder. I have had this Weeha little stubby for a while. It's a 1/4" bit holder. I use this for pretty much everything, gluing knives and adjusting my sharpener, my TS Prof. It's a little beat up, but it's never let me down, and with how small it is, you get a lot of torque with it. Along with those, I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with crappy bits, but definitely get good ones. I've got more Weehas here. These are my Hex, these are my Torques. I also have the micro bits, also from Weeha. I've got, let's see here. Yeah, I've got the little micro bits, and I've got replacements if I need them. They're not expensive, and I doubt I'll use them, but they're there if I need them. So, starting the list off with your bit holders and stuff like that. Other stuff I would recommend: some masking tape, some painter's tape, just to cover stuff up if you don't want to mess with anything. Loctite, blue Loctite. I think if you need something any stronger than that, you've got some mechanical or screw issues, so blue's all you really need. Let me think what else. Stuff if you guys are also messing with knives. Glue. This stays right here next to my desk. So does this one. And this new skin stuff. It saved me from having to get stitches numerous times. Latest cut, I actually skinned off part of the knuckle here, like almost like a flap. I held it down until it stopped bleeding, and I just covered up with glue. Another awesome tool is these little Nipex. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but these are well made. It puts a lot of equal pressure on top and bottom. They're adjustable to most sizes. Excellent set. So definitely get one of those. Also not super expensive, but you're going to be paying for quality. And finally, a Sharpie. I've got Sharpies lying everywhere just to mark stuff. They wipe off easily. And along with that, just get some 91% rubbing alcohol or acetone, whatever you prefer. I just use this for sharpening everything. And obviously some microfiber cloth with that. So excuse me if I'm not super prepared, but I thought I'd just do this video. Other things I really enjoy as far as oil, the two oils I use for my pivots and bearings. If it's washers, I'll use my Gunny Glide. I've had this since they got released, and that's how much I've used. If you guys can see how tall, I don't use a bunch of it. And same thing with nano oil. I've had this for a while. I don't believe you need to put so much of the oil in the pivot and the bearings. For example, the bearings, I drop a little on my fingertips and I rub the bearings in the oil, or the ball bearings, and just stick them on the pivot. I don't drown my pivot with that. I don't want my knives drowning in oil. Same thing with this. I'll put the smallest drop on one side of the washer and I'll let it kind of sit and I'll rotate it. For example, this knife I may have disassembled 3 times maybe in the last 3 or 4 years. I usually blow stuff out with it, but it's smooth. I don't keep my stuff dirty. I mean, it stays in pocket. Same thing with this. The last time this was disassembled was to put on these Applied Weapons Tech scales. These are washers, and they've been fine. Obviously, your situation may differ. So those are my recommendations for lubrication. For outside protection, I just bought this a long time ago. This is just pure food grade mineral oil. No smell, no residue. Works great. I have this EDCI. I'm not super familiar with it. I've used it. I haven't seen any issues with it. But what I've recommended, and I feel like it's a great deal, is this camellia oil. Camellia, camellia oil. You can get it on Amazon. It's real clean, real food safe. I definitely recommend that. Other cleaner stuff to get, I'm a big fan of Scott Gunn stuff. So Gunny Shine's a real nice cleaning product. You can use that with anything else. And trust me, I've used a lot of that, a bunch of it, and that's big bottles worth. I'm a big fan of Gunny Glide and Gunny Juice. He makes a lot of great stropping compound. I know you guys have seen the green. I think there's black and white. That's usually aluminum oxide stuff. It is 2024. Steels are getting harder. You're gonna want effective stropping compounds. So either gunny juice or stroppy stuff. These are a little different. They work a little differently, but they're both super effective. These are not cheap. Just to show you guys, I still have unopened gunny juice, but I have pretty much every single micron from 12 to 0.1 for them. And I still have some unopened stuff too. As far as stroppy stuff, I've got his 1 micron, 0.25, 4 micron, and then the 0.1. This lasts forever as well. So these are awesome products itself. What else can we go over? For my stones, as far as sharpening goes, I use trend lapping fluid. I just keep it in a small bottle like this because you can get a large bottle for pretty cheap. Either use that, water. Some people use oil. It really depends on the stone. Like if I'm using a diamond stone, like a plate, a thick one, for example, this huge Genda, I prefer using oil, like the mineral oil. But if I'm using bonded resin diamonds or CBN, I tend to use the trend lapping fluid. Also, water with a drop or two of dish detergent work great. It's basically to keep it from loading up your stones. I feel like some surfaces work differently with others. I am not an expert. There's a couple that I use more than others, but just kind of play around with it and see what works for you. Also, a good angle cube. I want one that is accurate to the, I think the thousandths. This is a very sensitive one. It keeps me pretty accountable and pretty accurate with where I'm going as far as moving stones. I'll still check the angles most of the time, even if I switch stones at the same brand, just to make sure I'm in that same angle. Obviously, human error and stuff like that can vary. Other stuff I recommend, high polymer eraser. These are great for cleaning off your strops. It takes out the swarfs, cleaning off your stones, clean off buildup, and they're cheap for a whole box of them. Other than that, guys, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. Oh, one more thing. Paper towels or shop towels. I have both. This gets heavy usage. I can use a sheet of that for a lot longer than I can a regular paper towel. Light, overhead light's good. I have a couple of flashlights which I may use in case I need to look at something specifically, but I have a good ring light. It's not good per se, but it holds right above my workspace so I can see what I'm looking at. Obviously, I don't do a lot of high-end knives anymore, but I still clean them, work on them, sharpen them. And you know, people get some satisfaction out of doing maintenance on them, but you know, if that's something that you enjoy, I'm not, like downing that at all, but most of the time your knife's not going to use that much maintenance as you think. Unless, like I said, you enjoy it, that's more power to you. But like I said, I've disassembled this once when I got it, another time to put the scales on, and that's really about it. And I've had this since it got released, so it's held up pretty well. I generally don't Loctite my stuff because I don't have much backing issues, but I do check my screws every once in a while. But like I said, if you do need it, just use the blue. If you need to, also make sure your screws before you apply new, like lock threader, to clean it off first before you apply new stuff, because the old stuff can dry up and kind of cause some issues. Let me think if there's anything else I am forgetting. That's really about it. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff I'm kind of not going over, but that's my overview of some useful maintenance and things to keep around if you're in a knife hobby, or any kind of hobby that can use that stuff. So if I missed anything, if you guys can think of better suggestions, let me know. Not one saying that I'm completely right, but that's just stuff I found that works best for me. But otherwise, y'all have a good day, and let me know what you guys think of the video.